can't wait to leave this town, 'cause lately I've been feeling down. The cold nights just don't feel the same. Oh, like my life inside a car. Hit the button, drive real far. Put that record on me like. I'm dreaming of you, I dream of a new night. Fight in the dark till we see the sunlight. My love, it's you and I. Close, close, and could light this fire. So reach for the stars, 'cause we're aiming high.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Aspire Sports Show. I'm Tyler, along with my co-host here. We got Kyle, Giggs, Ryan, and we're going to be talking about the Week 15. Week 15. Well, right now we got the Buffalo Bills and the Denver Broncos. We'll talk about that game, and also it's the weekend here. So if you have any questions, start and sits, ask it in the comments. We'll get to your questions. So let's go ahead and we have some questions here first. So the first one is from Thomas Gunn. Started Keenan Allen. He played the entire game, but your assumptions were wrong. Please own up and tell us why you were wrong in your predictions for next week. Listen, I tweeted out the same night. If you follow us on Twitter at Aspire Sports _, I tweeted out that night, hey, Keenan Allen wasn't a good play. So sorry to tell people to play him, but at the same time, I would tell people again, like I said in the top 12, my cutoff was Terry McLaurin. If I would have known Terry McLaurin had Haskins as his quarterback, I would have said play Terry McLaurin. But other than that, I mean, would you have started Tim Patrick over Keenan Allen? I don't think that would have been a very good play. And then also, Ryan said he wouldn't have started Keenan Allen at all. What the issue was, I just think he was the decoy. He was the decoy, unfortunately. He came out and he said, start him in the camera, start him, fantasy players. So, hey, you win some, you lose some. They're eating them up on the outside. Like
he was targeted on in the end zone once or twice as well. I mean, so the difference of not playing him and playing him, if he grabs one of those touchdowns, honestly, it was a bad throw. It was like an overthrow by Herbert. If he catches that, we're not even having the discussion because it's at least you're getting decent numbers from him.
And well, let me say this: at the end of the day, the leading rusher in that game is Marcus Mariota. That tells you what fantasy football, what football is. Football is incredibly difficult to predict. Nobody has figured it out. Nobody will figure it out. There's so many variables. Unfortunately, that's how fantasy football is. You win some, you lose some. I feel like majority of the time we win, but we also miss, and it was a miss. So I do apologize for people playing him. I thought he looked pretty good.
He looked. Oh, on his face.
I don't know how old he actually is. How old is he?
I feel like he's upper 20s at this point.
What draft class was he? Who was in his draft class?
It was a debate for one.
Yeah. Was it Jameis?
Wait, what was the question? I missed it.
Was it him or Jameis?
Mariota in?
Oh, I had to have been that draft class. I'll look. I know there was one other quarterback.
It wasn't Lux, was it?
It might have been.
I thought his was Russell Wilson.
It was 2015. Yeah, Jameis Winston.
And then I'll just keep going on. So we have here, yeah, Keenan Allen only played on 24 snaps out of 66, so wasn't good. But let's see. Got to start two. We have, or wait, I'm struggling over trying to pick Ayuk or Justin Jefferson. Ayuk has the matchup in target advantage, but Jefferson has the better or bigger floor. Thoughts on who to pick? I'd personally go Justin Jefferson, but it is really close. I love Ayuk this week. Me personally, I would go Justin Jefferson. Who would you guys go?
No, I agree. I think that one's really close. Ayuk has been an absolute stud whenever Debo's out because he has that role plus like the wide receiver role. I don't think you can go wrong, but at this point, when it's this close, I kind of lean towards who has the better matchup. So I'd probably go Ayuk.
I was gonna say Richie for some reason doesn't really like Jefferson this week. I know he's a Bears fan, but I feel like it will be the opposite. I feel like Thielen will be the one that'll see the most coverage. I think Jefferson will ball out, but I could be wrong. But I wanted to say there was only 7 QBs taken in that draft. Can you name any of them besides Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota?
Blake Bortles?
No.
Christian Ponder?
No.
Was Christian Ponder in that one?
No, he had to have been like 2008 or something like that.
I don't know who else would have been in that draft class. I know it wasn't that good of a draft.
It was terrible. I'll just name them really fast.
The Eagles reached for one.
Garrett Grayson, Sean Mannion, Bryce Petty, Brett Hundley, Trevor Siemian. That was it.
I think that year was bad.
It was.
For quarterbacks.
Well, if only 7 are taken, that means it wasn't very deep. Yeah. That's interesting.
All right, so who's a better start, Melvin Gordon or Philip Lindsay? Who do you guys like?
Jake Locker.
Gordon.
I'd go Melvin Gordon because he gets goal line work.
Mm-hmm.
No question for me. Just want to say it's an honor to witness the show or the channel before it blows up. Well, hey, we appreciate you, White Rhino. Thank you.
You got a lot of catching.
And you too, MP. I need to fill 2 flex spots, full PPR. Melvin Gordon, Tim Patrick, Emmanuel Sanders. Who would you go? I'd probably go Emmanuel Sanders, and I'd probably go Melvin Gordon. It's really close between him and Tim Patrick, but I'd probably go Melvin Gordon. Who'd you guys go?
I think I'd go Tim Patrick and Sanders.
I feel good about Patrick. I'm playing him this week over Michael Pittman, I think. No, I'm not. Yeah, I think it was over Pittman. Yeah.
Who would you go, Giggs?
I would probably go Patrick and Sanders.
All right, everybody likes Patrick and Sanders.
I think he's good for a tutty. I think
500 sub. Let's fucking go, MP. Koo or Sanders? I'd go Koo. I love Koo. He's the stud. Yeah, go. Flex. We got flex spot. Full PPR. DJ Moore, Landry, Jeff Wilson, or Sony Michelle. Only one. So me personally, listen. I've been big on Jeff Wilson. I love Jeff Wilson this week. I don't care that Mostert's playing. That's fine. I'll start both of them. So me personally, I like Jeff Wilson. They're going up against the worst run defense in the NFL by a lot. Like I feel like it's close to 200 yards now that Dallas is giving up the most rushing yards. Probably one of the best running teams. And Wilson is seeing the goal line work. Give me Wilson. Who would you guys go? DJ Moore, Landry, Wilson, Sony Michelle.
Full PPR, I'm gonna go Landry.
I like DJ Moore or Landry. Yeah. Probably DJ Moore.
I mean, if Jeff Wilson's in that featured role, I like him a lot every week.
He's not.
Yes, but you don't really know. So, what's going on in that backfield? So, I do like Moore or Landry.
Sanders, most David Johnson, Cam Akers, start 2. Akers and it's close between Sanders and Davis. I'm going to say Akers for me, and then I'm going to say Mike Davis because I know I'll get out of him. Who would you guys go? I'm assuming it's going to be between Akers and Davis, unless you want to go Mostert. But like, who would you guys go? Sanders or Davis?
Yeah, I'd probably just give a slight edge to Davis over Sanders, but definitely Akers.
Davis.
It's
Akers and Davis for me.
All right, Kyle, you're muted. I think we got it fixed, right?
Yeah.
Bass or go Bass. I would go Bass, and then Drew Brees or Phillip Rivers. I would go Phillip Rivers personally. It's a tough matchup for Drew Brees, and he's just coming back. No Michael Thomas, so I feel like it's going to be a big Alvin Kamara game, but I would still go Phillip Rivers, just better matchup. And it's going to be a higher scoring. I feel like that's going to be a high scoring game back and forth. Who would you guys go, Breeze or Rivers?
I like Rivers matchup. I think Houston's really bad.
Really, really bad. Yeah, I'm going to go Rivers.
Most people blame Field Yates for the tweet. Yeah, but I'll say this, like most of us still liked him. Brian didn't like him. So I mean, it just was a bad call. That's all. There's no need to apologize after all the yeah, I feel like, hey, we give you. I'm not trying to say anything, but we respond a bunch. You know, sometimes we're not going to hit them all. Unfortunately,
I will say this. I think this is going to start to become a little bit of a theme. With the like, there's like 1 to 5% of fantasy players that like will start like messaging, like threatening players after they have a bad game. And I literally think players are going to start doing this stuff sometimes. Like Josh Jacobs started it by saying like that he's not playing and then ended up playing. He didn't have a good game. But with Keenan Allen saying play him, I literally think he's like some players are going to start doing this where that like he knows he's going to be on a short leash. He's not going to be in a ton of plays, but then says play him just to mess with people. Like I honestly, I had a conversation with someone on Twitter about it. And I really think that this is going to start happening more.
I want to down it because listen, and I've seen a back and forth between this. And guys, I'm going to tell you this, and this is just my opinion. Don't be a troll, please. Like these are, I get it. Like people say they should have thick skin. Okay. Imagine if you were receiving thousands of messages of people saying you're a big pussy. Go in there, you fucking bitch. Stuff like that. Like go die, you piece of shit. You killed my fantasy team. Like, how would you feel if somebody was saying that to you? I get it. You should have thick skin, but at the same time, they're also human beings. If they're receiving a bunch of those messages, like come on.
Like we said the other day,
football.
If you don't like that Christian McCaffrey hasn't played all season, why don't you take it upon him personally and say it to his face?
Go tell him that to his face. Right.
Go say it to his face, not behind a keyboard. Yeah, that changes everything.
So just don't be a troll. Like, yes, it sucks sometimes, but at the end of the day, they're human beings. They, get hurt. There's nothing we can do about it. Those are the tip top athletes, the 0.01% in the world. So they take care of their body. Unfortunately, sometimes they get hurt. So gosh, Jake Locker, he was a stud, wasn't he? McCarron, he was a stud too. He's still in the league, I'm pretty sure. I thought he was in
yeah. I think he was backup for the Bengals. I thought he was a backup for the Bengals.
He was for a little bit.
Yeah,
I
don't think he's there anymore. Yeah,
he's out of there.
Sup guys? I know Tyler already saw my tweet. I started Keenan Allen and Waller goes bananas. I'm losing by 27. Should I go Josh Allen or Mahomes? Both are amazing QBs, but need the best. I'd still go Mahomes personally.
Yeah. There's like a slim chance that, you saw the Saints defense is beatable. The Eagles didn't kill it, but they put up points on them. A slim chance that game turns into a shootout. And if that's the case, obviously the Breeze sit won't be the best, but with Michael Thomas, I just see that game, small chance it just gets really high scoring. And if that's the case, you're going to be pissed that you sat Mahomes.
What about you, Giggs? Were you going Josh Allen or Mahomes?
I have Mahomes as second highest quarterback this week, only behind Lamar Jackson. So Mahomes. I'd go Mahomes.
Juju or Jeff Wilson, half PPR. Who you guys going? You already know me. I'm going Wilson.
I was gonna look real quick. Juju, last time they played the Bengals, he
had a good game.
Yeah, 9 receptions, 77 yards, 1 touchdown. So I think what you're gonna see with him is just a lot of third down conversions. So he's a good play. Over Jeff Wilson, yeah, probably. I don't know. If you're saying Jeff Wilson, you don't know what his role will be still.
I know what his role is going to be. Listen, here's the thing: is that whatever. Just say Jeff Wilson.
Yeah, we'll catch up. Yeah.
All right. Well, just nobody else. Okay, we're gonna continue. By the way, congratulations on the show. It's really amazing, and as always, give us the best advice. Already recommended the channel to all my friends in Mexico. Wow,
that's awesome.
Thank you. That is awesome. Thank you, Caesar. That's awesome. We appreciate that. Blame Ryan personally for Keenan Allen being a troll.
That's Alex.
Yeah, what's up, Alex? How you doing,
Alex?
Man? Full point PPR, pick 2, AB, Deontay Johnson, Tim Patrick, T. Higgins. For me, for sure, Deontay Johnson. And then I'd probably go AB, just because AB's it's not very efficient, but he's at least seeing a bunch of catches, so it's good for full point PPR.
Yeah.
Agree, disagree?
Yeah,
I would
agree.
agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, Tim Patrick's still a solid play if you're still undecided about AB. If you personally,
feel like it's
Dawson, don't
between
feel
those
good
two.
about it, yeah.
I want to go to who's starting? Ryan Finley now, I think?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I don't
think
think
so.
Brandon Allen's starting or whatever his name is.
Yeah, I don't think Allen's starting.
So, will Breeze go back to funneling targets? Yeah, I
Yes.
think Alvin Kamara. I honestly I wonder what do you think his player prop's going to be? Or did it already come out? Because I really want to know what his catches are going to be. Because I honestly it may be like seriously 6.5, and I would seriously probably bet the over on that. I could see him catching like 10 balls this week.
What time do they?
I saw one of. I hope I'm not jinxing it because I have Alvin Kamara, but one of like the main fantasy guys, he tweeted, "Congrats on winning on going to the championship if you have Alvin Kamara this week or something like that."
Yeah,
like
he should have a
people
monster
are,
week.
yeah.
If you started Keenan Allen and he's on your team, he'll make up for the points for Keenan Allen. Believe me, he should have a
Receiving
massive
yards, his over is where'd he go? Oh, right here. 48.5 for
week. Alvin
receiving
Kamara,
yards. Yeah.
I would bet the over on that.
Yeah, but they're not very friendly odds. But I'll go look at his receptions real quick.
Jake Locker runs a gym in northern Washington called the Locker Gym. No joke. No.
Wait, what'd you guess was his gonna be it for his prop for?
He said 6.5.
That's exactly what it is.
I figured it'd be 6.5. They don't usually go over 6.5. 6.5's like the cutoff. The Locker Gym. He's
Great naming. It's
Is
that actually it? Is that real?
Yeah. He said no joke.
That's good.
Yeah.
No joke.
Oh
I have
my
to.
gosh.
That's awesome. Rivers, Wilson, or Mayfield 6 point for TDs. I know that Wilson has a tough matchup, but I'd still go Wilson personally. I just think he's too good of a player. I don't think it's going to be that. I feel like he'll score around Rivers. Rivers' ceiling is like 18, 20 points. That's his ceiling. Russ's ceiling's like 30 something. Do I think Russ gets there? No, but I think his floor is Rivers' ceiling. So I would go Wilson personally.
Definitely Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I like Russ a lot this week. I think he's gonna cook.
My opponent has Big Ben too. Who's
I'm looking back.
Juju. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a Juju question. I wouldn't worry too much about that because at least you'll have points regardless. But I like Jeff Wilson a lot. I honestly think he's a borderline top 20 play. But so do I. I think the same thing with Juju as well. So it's close. Me personally, I just think touchdown wise, I think Jeff Wilson scores this week, and I think he has a pretty good game on the ground. Maybe you guys never answered. So would you go Juju?
What was it, half point or full point?
Half point.
I'd go Wilson.
That's close. I guess I'll just go Wilson.
All right, let's go on. We have what's the next one here? Chances Melvin Gordon goes off. I feel like it could happen. I don't think Buffalo's that good against the ground. I know that they just stopped Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh is absolutely pathetic.
I'm answering Michael's question.
So I think that they'll be okay. I think he has the chance. He has to score a touchdown though. Full point PPR, Deontay Johnson or Corey Davis. We're all gonna probably say Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, I already
right?
answered. I said.
When you have, what was that question? When you have Julio and Michael Thomas on two teams in the playoffs, that's rough.
Brutal.
It's rough. Full point PPR, Melvin Gordon, Zeke, or Mostert. Who you guys going? I'm going or Mostert. I'm going Mostert. Or is it Mostert? What did he say? Mostert. I'm going Mostert. Who you guys going?
Jeez.
I kind of like Zeke.
Zeke.
I'll go Mostert out of those two just because the injuries thing where I saw one thing where they've only activated this fullback off their practice squad once this year, and in that game Zeke barely saw the field. They activated him again today, so I'm kind of nervous about Zeke.
Yo, what's good? What's up, little top? How you doing? Dawson retracted the message. Oh, Doss. Still, should I still start Logan Thomas over Ebron, even with Haskins? I feel like we're caught up, basically.
No, not really. But keep going.
Who would you guys go? Logan Thomas or Ebron? I'd
Um,
go Ebron personally.
yeah, I think I'd roll with Ebron.
Because you have to remember there is a delay too, so
Thomas
if we're
against
behind, we're
Seattle.
really behind.
Yeah, I would go Ebron. Go with Bronix.
We got Anderson, Hilaire, McKissick, Bowden, Patrick. I'm going Anderson.
Yeah,
Robbie.
McKissick takes a huge
Yeah.
back tick with Haskins, correct?
Yeah. I don't think you have Alex Smith. We already know that he's checking the ball down. You have I put out a graphic today like in 4 games with Haskins, Terry McLaurin had more receiving yards, receptions, and targets than 5 games with Alex Smith. So I think he's the main beneficiary, and McKissick does get a slight downgrade. Swift or Carson? Now that Stafford looks like he's going to play, I like Swift. My concern was no Stafford. They get beat up pretty easily. I think Detroit kind of holds their own, but I think Swift. Would you guys go Swift or Carson?
I like Carson. I said it in the chat to him.
I'm gonna say
But I mean,
Swift.
if you guys give your reasonings, that's fine. Go ahead.
Who are you going, Giggs?
I like DeAndre Swift because I think Washington's defensive line's actually better than people give it credit.
They have one of the better. Yeah, they're really good. Washington +6 versus Seattle. Where do you stand on the game? Washington +6.5. Ooh, they get 6.5.
I might bump it up, just alternate spread that to 7.5, just to cover your ass if they lose by a touchdown. But Washington's definitely going to compete in that game.
Yeah, I would take the points for Washington, personally.
I'm going to be different from you guys. I like Seattle in this game.
Me too. I think they're going to blow them out. They're going to have
You think
0
so?
offense. Yeah, they're going to have 0 offense. They're going to go 3 and out or whatever. They're going to punt a bunch.
Seattle's defense is bad.
Yeah, I get that, but so is the Washington's offense. All they're going to have is Terry McLaurin. That's it. So I think that they're going to struggle all day, and Seattle's going to have the ball a bunch.
Let me ask you this then: Who's a better team in your opinion, Washington or the Giants?
I think the Giants' defense is actually like not as good, but it's like middle of the pack, and their offense is, in my opinion, twice as good as Washington's, with at least having Daniel Jones.
With Colt McCoy back there, you think it's
I mean, if
Daniel,
I guess with Daniel Jones being out again, it's a little different, but at least he's somewhat a fit. I like Wayne Gallman this week. That's basically my only reasoning. I think Gallman will have a good week because the Browns cannot stop the run either.
Yeah, but we just went from Gallman to.
Well, I know, but that's a question coming up. Somebody asked.
With no Gibson, I don't like this offense.
That's what I'm saying.
And with no Alex Smith and it's Haskins, I mean, I just don't think he's careful enough with the ball, and I don't think he's like a game manager where Alex Smith can lean on his defense. If the offense isn't humming, he's not going to put him in a bad position. Haskins can throw a pick 6 first play of the game, and would anyone be surprised? I mean, I don't think he's a trash quarterback, but he hasn't started a lot this year, and I don't have confidence in Haskins. If it was Alex Smith, they had Gibson, I think it would be a much more competitive game. But Seattle has great linebackers, which is going to take away Thomas, in my opinion. So if Terry McLaurin doesn't get the ball, they are not going to win this game.
What's up, Simba? Cole Beasley or Emmanuel Sanders? No PPR. I go Sanders personally. No PPR. George Kittle, would you drop Mark Andrews for Carson Wentz? What? And would you drop Mark Andrews for Carson Wentz? Hell no. Wait, MP, do you have George Kittle? Is that what you're saying? Or is this a joke question? I can't tell. Ethan Parks, thanks. You're welcome. No problem. Hines or Gallman? Me personally, go Gallman. Would everybody agree with that?
Yeah.
Carson, Dobbins, Zeke, Mostert. Pick one PPR. I would go Carson and Dobbins personally.
I like Dobbins the most.
Yeah, it for me it comes down to Carson or Mostert. I'd probably go Carson though. It's close though. Tennessee's defense or Green Bay's?
Green Bay's now that Stafford's in there, I'd say.
Yeah, they might be good for a pick or two. That's a good point.
Yeah, I'd go Green Bay.
I'd go Green Bay as well.
Been really bad.
Clyde or Dobbins, PPR. I'd imagine we'll all say Dobbins.
Yeah.
Dobbins. I don't like Clyde's matchup. Deshaun Watson or Baker Mayfield. Cooks as a full. I would go Deshaun Watson. Now that Cooks is playing this week, I would go Watson. Anybody disagree with that?
No.
Swift or Ayuk at flex. Ooh, that's a tough one. I'd probably go Ayuk though. That is close.
Ayuk.
My starters are Dalvin Cook, Monty, Ridley, D-Hop. Damn, that's pretty solid there. I'd throw in Ayuk and you'll win this week. Now, final question, full PPR. We got Mostert or Gallman?
We'll go Gallman.
Yeah, I like Gallman this week a lot.
I'm going to go Mostert.
Yeah, I would go Mostert as well.
Just a better matchup. Trubisky or Breeze?
Well, who do you like? Do you like Jeff Wilson or do you like Raheem Mostert?
He likes them both. He just likes the matchup. I do too.
They're playing Dallas. Who would you say has a better scheme of running the football than Kyle Shanahan?
Sure. No, I'm just saying, but you know how it goes. One's rolling, the other one just may not even see that many touches, and he may not even.
No, I think they'll both be fine.
We'll see. I mean, I just don't know what.
Well, I'll say this is what I'm saying about Wilson. Wilson has seen more red zone work and goal line work.
Yeah, that's why I was going to say. I mean, just for Mostert and Gallman specifically.
I think Mostert could rip off a freaking 80-yard touchdown the first play of the game.
Or Wilson could go in and just be super efficient in the beginning, and you'll never see Mostert for the rest of the game.
I think they'll both be super efficient. I think they'll both get work in. Trubisky or Breeze?
Oh, man.
I think Breeze. I think that game's going to be a shootout. Not a complete shootout, but I think it'll be enough to where he might have like a 3-touchdown game.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Breeze. I think this is our future Super Bowl matchup.
Who, you think so? I think the Rams. I think the Rams have the best team in the NFL.
When Taysom takes the helm over, he takes over the helm.
So I would go Breeze as well. I can't start. I wouldn't recommend Trubisky. I haven't for weeks. I can't do it. Andrews or Tunyon? I'd go Andrews personally.
Andrews.
Giving you guys a sub too. Hey, thank you, Ethan. We appreciate it. I have 2 RBs, 2 wide receivers, and a flex. Help, please. We got Dalvin Cook, Aaron Jones, Jonathan Taylor, Cam Akers. Oh man, that is brutal. AJ Brown, DK Metcalf, Justin Jefferson. What the hell? How do you have these
3
guys?
people in this league?
This is amazing. Oh man, I guess I'd have to sit Cam Akers, but I would hate myself for it.
I just feel like there's a bunch of people who just put.
Or no, you can put them in his flex. Team. Okay.
Yeah.
No, you can't because I'd put Dalvin Cook, Aaron Jones, and Jonathan Taylor over Akers.
Like Chris.
Would you?
The only one that I would question is Aaron Jones, just because I think it's more of a committee and. Dude, who would you put? Jonathan Taylor? I love Jonathan Taylor this week.
I mean, I really like Jonathan Taylor this week.
So
I got to start those 3 guys. I would go Dalvin Cook, Aaron Jones, Jonathan Taylor, and then I'd go AJ Brown, DK Metcalf. I'd hate myself because you're even sitting Justin Jefferson. My gosh, that is brutal. But hey, you got to do what you got to do. That's what I would do personally. Which Miami running back should I start? If Salvin Ahmed.
Yeah.
Salvin Ahmed. If he's playing, yes, he's the start. Now, if Gaskin comes back, he can't be cleared. He's done. So Ahmed's the start as long as he's starting. Kyle, Hayden Gibson, Logan Thomas, McLaurin, JD, and Alex Smith.
Who?
You hate them all.
No, who are those guys? Were those the guys that I saw bagging groceries earlier at the store?
Especially Gibson.
Especially McKissick.
Isn't that the group of players that took down the Steelers for their first loss of the season? Okay, I'm done.
Let's not get Kyle started. He'll go off. No, I will say this though. The Seahawks have a boat of players on offense coming back. DK, Lockett, Carson, Penny all back. Greg Olsen, they're ready to go. I know. They should be. They should win. But I think 6.5 is pretty good, especially for a team traveling from West Coast to East Coast, 1 o'clock game. I always say that. And I do think that factors in a little bit. MP, yeah. Let's see. We have We'll do some rapid fire here. Okay. So Metcalf, Hilton, Godwin, Thielen, can't flex. Pick two. Metcalf and Hilton, personally.
Yeah.
All right, Metcalf and Hilton. Except O-line might have a trouble, but Russ will eat the ball, not fumble like Mullins. Mullins, he sucks. He's good. I actually don't mind him this week. No, I dropped Mark Andrews for Carson and have George Kittle on the other team. Okay. Wait, you dropped? Are you saying that like earlier in the season you did that, or just now? Or are you saying Carson, like Chris Carson or Carson Wentz? Should I drop Chase Edmonds? When Breeze is off IR, should I drop Tannehill? No, I would start Tannehill over Breeze personally. And if it comes down to if it's Tannehill or Chase Edmonds, I drop Chase Edmonds.
For that last question, I would definitely play Metcalf and then Thielen.
Thielen? All right. Mostert or McKissick? Mostert. Full PPR.
Mostert.
It would be different if possibly Alex Smith was playing, but no Alex Smith. Gibson only was one spot ahead of Akers in RB rankings. Akers played one game. Wait, you saying this week? Well, Gibson's out. Start Hurts or Watson, 4 PPR per touchdown. Watson.
I like Watson.
My lineup is Wilson, RB1, RB2, Fournette, and Gallman. Wide receivers 1, 2, and 3 is Tyreek, Diggs, and Jefferson. Then I have Tanya and Koo and Rams defense. That's pretty solid. That's really good. I like that lineup. You should win this week. You should win. What's up? How you doing, Lee? I don't know how to say the first name. Emmanuel Sanders or David Johnson for my flex. I'd go DJ. There's no Duke Johnson. Duke Johnson is officially out, so David Johnson will have the backfield to himself. It is a tough matchup, but no Will Fuller should have a solid floor with receiving and rushing. So I'd go Duke. Do you guys agree, disagree?
I like David Johnson. And he says later half PPR for that question, and I think it stays the same. We like David Johnson.
I will say the year that the Saints beat the Colts in the Super Bowl, the Saints went 13-0 that year and lost 3 straight games to finish out the season.
Kyle's grasping for anything.
No, there's a bunch of them. There was, and that same year, the Colts that they lost the year before that when they lost to the Steelers in the playoffs, they went 11-0 and lost 2 straight games.
That's because the guy who picked off Big Ben was stabbed by his girlfriend in the leg like 2 nights prior.
Well,
Big Ben would not have caught him.
Big Ben made an excellent play.
That guy had stabbed in the leg.
I will say this: that was a decent play. Though. Like Ben was like, "Oh no, this way." He's tricking him out, and then that guy just, hey, whatever. Anyways, I used some advice, or I need some advice. 1 RB, 2 wide receivers, 1 flex. Cam Akers, Kenyon Drake, D Hop, Justin Jefferson, AJ Brown, McKissick, Ayuk. Wow, that's a lot of good options there. So 1 RB. Who's the 1 RB? Kenyon Drake, right? No, Cam Akers. Cam Akers was in there. So Cam Akers, 2 wide receivers, D Hop. There is no what's his face. He's out. Darius Slay's out this week, so D Hop should feast this week. 2 wide receivers, D Hop and AJ Brown for me, and then flex.
And then a flex. That's the Jefferson Ayuk question. You said.
I like Ayuk over Jefferson.
I like Ayuk is what I'm gonna go.
All right, go Ayuk. Goff or Hurts 6 point. I know Goff has an excellent matchup, but I'm going Hurts. Just because I think that game is a lot more competitive. I think Goff, he's not going to have to do much. If Seattle can beat the Jets by literally 37 points, the Rams should crush them by like 57 points. This game should not be close. You don't think they will? I don't
trust the Rams.
This is how I felt like Thursday night. I said this on the show. How does New England move the ball against that team? How do the Jets move the ball against that defense? They should not be able to move the ball at all. I don't even know if they'll cross the 50-yard line in the first half. That game should not be competitive. But who would you go, Goff or Hurts?
I honestly would just go Hurts because of the rushing ability. I'm scared that Goff will be touchdown dependent to have a really good game. Whereas
he will be a peasant.
Yeah. I think Hurts can do good on his feet in this game. So
has a solid floor, definitely. Ryan, you know he's going Hurts. So standard, or that was standard league. Half point PPR. My question. Okay, we got that one. Salvin Ahmed is pronounced Savon Ahmed. Well,
Auckland.
see, I've seen two different sayings because I've seen the actual pronunciation that he's used. I thought was Ahmed, but it could be Ahmed. I have no idea. I don't know what's right or wrong. I wish we'll get him on the show. Let's get him on the show, and then he can tell everybody. Then we'll know what the real saying is. I want Gordon to have the game he had against the Jets. Oh, that's going to be tough because there was no Lindsey in that game. If Lindsey wasn't playing, then yes, Melvin Gordon for sure, I'd say top 15 play this week. Curtis Samuel, Kiki, who you guys going? I go Curtis Samuel.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, probably go Samuel.
By the way, I'm Aiden from Twitter.
What's up, Aiden?
What's up, Aiden? How you doing, my guy? Pats or Packers defense? Who you going?
Pats.
I'm going Patriots. Ryan?
I think it's I mean I had this discussion with Dawson. I think Pats is sneaky. Just as Belichick just dominates rookie quarterbacks, I think that's the chances you have to take.
My three wide receivers. Geez, I have to choose from are Deontay Johnson, Jarvis Landry, Allen Robinson, and Emmanuel Sanders. For me, it's definitely Deontay and Allen Robinson, and then after that, I'd probably go Emmanuel Sanders just because I think that game's going to be they're going to be down, so they'll have to pass the ball. Where Landry he should have a good game, but I don't know. That game should be sloppy, I think. Who would you guys go?
I would go.
I mean, that's fair. That's four good options.
Deontay. I would rank it Allen Robinson, Deontay Johnson, Sanders, Landry.
Agreed. When my team starts to become become OP, the season almost over. I had 3 players get a total of 80 points. Oh boy. Yeah, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. When the season's all done, then your team, you win. Like this week. Struggled for the past couple of weeks, then my team puts up 140 and I'm out of the playoffs. Yeah, fun. Drake, Jacobs, Davis, Gibson, Chubb. Yeah, those are pretty solid running backs. Best option, Big Ben, Tannehill, Hurts. I'm going Tannehill. Agree, disagree?
Solid.
I kind of like Big Ben, and my reasoning would be Tannehill. Like if they just run the ball all over Detroit, they might not even have to pass. I understand that Tannehill has like salvaged some good games, like 20 fantasy points, even on like 18 pass attempts. But I think you haven't been able to you haven't been able to run the ball in Pittsburgh. So if they are going to score in Cincy, I think they're going to pass a lot. So I kind of like Big Ben in this game. I'm going to go number 7.
I agree. Cheers, guys. Cheers, Lee. How you doing? Well, good luck. If you're saying if cheers means bye, it could mean bye, I guess. My friend lives in Philly and doesn't even like the Eagles. Well, that's because the Eagles suck. Like, that's obvious. Oh, I'm surprised because they just won the Super Bowl. I feel like people like them because of that. During the Chargers-Raiders game, commentator stated Coach Lynn felt Herbert was targeting out. Yeah, I did hear that. So, and possibly that's why he didn't throw it. I just think that the Raiders suck. I saw a stat that I forget who tweeted it out. Since Gruden has taken over, the Raiders defense has been like 31st, 30th, 27th, 29th. So like their defense is just terrible. Their secondary is bad. They got beat up on the outside. Like that, even at the end of the game, that glutton dude, whatever his name is, he made that cornerback look like a dummy out there. Like he was on skates. He had no idea what was going on. He should have scored that long touchdown. But I just think that, which, hey, good thing he didn't because he rushed it in. Herbert did, so that's nice. But I just think that defense is trash all over the field. So anybody can have a field day with that defense. Can't blame them. I'm in New Jersey and haven't heard of the Jets. Well, who wants to be a Jets fan? Oh, they're bad. What 3 from Aaron Jones, Dalvin Cook, Akers, Carson? Oh my gosh, Dobbins. Damn. Wow. Aaron Jones, Dalvin Cook, Akers for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the first 3 like you. I'd probably rank Carson last out of those 5, actually.
I'd do the same. I love
Agreed.
Dobbins, but I wouldn't start Dobbins over them. Seattle's defense has been solid last 3 weeks. They've been okay, but they've also haven't played anybody. They played the Jets, Giants, and I forget who they played before that. 3 years of commentators for University of Washington and college. Oh, okay. So you were a commentator. Okay.
I don't know if he's saying he
Salvin.
was or if he's saying the commentators. Maybe that's where
Oh,
Salvin
okay.
Ahmed went.
Okay.
Yeah, he said he went there
Salon.
earlier.
Oh, okay.
Okay, gotcha.
So he must have heard it all.
We missed a question from Corey. Carson or Hunt? That D line is so good for Washington. I'm gonna go Hunt.
I'd go Carson still.
Yeah, Ryan.
I have
idiot.
Carson scoring more than Hunt.
I do think it's close, and if you feel like you want to go like here, and I'm going to say this real quick. This is a nice little plug play here. So, guys, listen, if I was right all the time, if we were right all the time, we would win a bunch of money, right? Unfortunately, we're not. Sometimes we don't make the right calls. So at the end of the day, it's your lineup. Go with your gut. If you feel like Hunt's a better play, or if you feel like somebody else is a better play that we told you to sit, go with it. You guys go with it. Make the final call. I do think it's close between Carson and Hunt because it is a very tough matchup for Carson. And I will say this, I'm pretty sure it was Carson. Or no, that was DK. Never mind. That was a different. I'll have to go back and look at my notes, but that was DK.
To further this real quick, I don't know where you were going to go, but with Penny being activated, do you think that takes anything away from Carson?
No, I don't. Not this week. I don't think
he should be 100% by now. Chris Carson, right?
I'd imagine he's close to it, yeah.
So,
but I still think that Carlos Hyde. I just don't think that they want to get him hurt again, so they want to limit his workload a little bit, and that's why they're using Carlos Hyde. I'd imagine Penny will take some of Carlos Hyde's workload rather than Carson's. Thanks for that advice on Jeff Wilson. Much appreciated. Have a good day. Hopefully you'll be on again later. Peace. See you, Morgan. Yeah, we'll be on later. PPR in 1 QB league. Do I drop Watson, Hurts, Boyd, Chark, Claypool? So you have to drop one of them. I'd probably drop Boyd. I mean, it's between Boyd or Claypool.
Boyd.
But I just think
Boyd.
Yeah, I would go Boyd. Would you guys agree?
Yeah, I was thinking it's between those two as well. Hurts gets Dallas next week, so I definitely wouldn't drop him.
Yeah, I would be starting him. Seattle's defense or Arizona's defense? Lean towards Seattle because Haskins starting. I would do the same.
Seattle.
That dude Mullen on the Raiders had like 7 p.m.
That guy had a brutal game. Like his name was talked about so much for just the worst reasons.
That secondary is god awful. Raiders can't close. Probably Carr's last game. We'll see. What does Cruz think about that?
I was curious. Yeah, what did Cruz say about that?
Does he think Carr is going to be out? By the sound of what I said in the group chat, it didn't sound
serious
like
groin injury. It doesn't sound like he's coming back this year.
Yeah, I don't think.
Does he think he'll be gone next year? Or does Cruz think he'll be back?
Cruz thinks Derek Carr is just as good as Matt Stafford, so I would imagine he thinks he's coming back. He thinks he's their franchise quarterback. So,
I mean, I think if it's true that John Gruden was shopping him like 2 drafts ago when he first came on to the Raiders, I think that he has always been undecided on Derek Carr. So I really wouldn't put it past him maybe moving on, especially if they have a good draft pick to where they can get one of these quarterbacks coming up in the draft. I think that they're willing to take a chance on getting a quarterback and saying goodbye. Not to mention the amount of money.
I think they're going defense. I think they're going
agree.
interior defensive line in this draft.
They're going to go with
the guy out of USC. Forgetting his name right now.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, got to start too. Deontay Johnson, T.Y. Hilton, Tyler Lockett. Championship. Herbert went off. Hell yeah, dude. We got Deontay Johnson, T.Y. Hilton, Tyler Lockett. I would go Deontay Johnson, T.Y. Hilton. Sit Lockett.
Mm-hmm. Ty had a good stat. Ty, why don't you pull your stat that you tweeted, I think, or you put it in the video?
Okay. Hey. Yeah. So since his blow up game, I think it was it week 7 or week 8? I think it was week 7 possibly. So since Tyler Lockett's 50-point blow up game in week 7, week 8 onward, and that's also with no buy in there. He's wide receiver at 38. Okay. There's people like Gabe Davis is higher than he is. Ty Tim Fitzpatrick or Tim Patrick, what Tim Fitzpatrick. I was gonna say, and then also Nelson Aguilar is higher than he is. So Lockett has not been good. He's had 2 really big games, a 40-point game and then a 50-point game. Other than that, it's been pretty average. He's had some decent games here and there, but the rest of it, hot garbage. So me personally, I'm going Deontay T.Y. Hilton. Hilton's wide receiver 3 after since week 12. So let's see. Could Darren Waller be tight end 1 next year? His stats. Come on, MP. I know you. How is he going over Kelsey? No way. I mean,
He will
sure.
be
top
32.
Top 3.
What?
Kelsey will be 32 next year.
I'll keep him top 3.
But I
think he's
3.
third behind
barring
Kittle
an
and
injury.
Kelsey.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. No. I mean, if those 2 guys play all season long, no injuries. If all 3 of them play all season long, Kittle, Kelsey over him, and then it's Waller. Is there anybody else? I don't think so.
No.
Like he's definitely, I would say it's tier 1 Kelsey, tier 2 Kittle, tier 3 Waller, and then literally like probably 5 guys in the other tier. That's how tight end goes. I'll wait for them to respond, but I want to go Hilton Lockett. Hey Simba, if you want to go Hilton Lockett, go for it. But I would go. I think. Well, Giggs, you didn't answer. Would you go Deontay Ty or Lockett?
Yes, I would.
Yeah, so all of us say Deontay Johnson, Ty, but if you feel like Lockett, go with Lockett. Go with your gut. Waller could be, but the Raiders QB situation is still up in the air next year. Yeah, and I'm sorry, he just doesn't play with Mahomes. And he's just not as good as George Kittle. I think George Kittle might be one of the best. It might be the best tight end. I think if George Kittle was playing on the Chiefs, he'd probably be just as good as, maybe even better than Kelsey. I think he's
Kelsey's
more athletic.
chasing whose record? George Kittle's record.
George Kittle.
He set, not last year, but the year before that.
Was it Jimmy G all year, or was it like a slew of quarterbacks that year? I can't remember.
I don't remember if Jimmy G's played a full year. I don't think he's played a full season.
Yeah, so I feel like it was like with Nick Mullins, CJ, whatever
Brethard, yeah.
Like, come on. I think he's the best tight end in the league. Unfortunately, he plays on there, and he's been a little bit banged up the past 2 years. But pick one, Ty or Dobbins. Ooh, that's close. That's a good one.
I think it depends on if it's PPR or 0.5 PPR. I really like Hilton this week and Dobbins, but I think it's
Tyler, let us know if it's PPR. I'd probably still go Dobbins either way, personally. But let us know if it's PPR. Carr is getting moved, or at least released, save a bunch of money. Yeah, I think they will release him. He's going to get paid a bunch of money. Could be $2 million dead money. So I just feel like they move on.
Like the draft they're going to have. They're going to have a good draft pick. I mean, it's not going to be like top. I don't know. Will it even be top 10? Maybe.
Who?
No,
maybe. But would you take any quarterback in this draft in the first round that's not the top 2? Lawrence or
there was what's his name from Florida. Apparently he's pretty good. Who was
Trask looked bad though. Trask looked bad.
Well, then if that's
playing
the case,
Alabama
if there
today.
really isn't anybody, then I guess maybe not. But I mean, Gruden's played with worse quarterbacks. He had Brian Greasy as one of his quarterbacks, and Brad Johnson. If you know who
there's
he
a couple
is.
Sleeper guys that are like lower name that sometimes those are the guys that teams trade up for and then like make them a first round pick, like Wilson and Trey Lance.
Well, that's the other thing too, is how many quarterbacks are going to be on the market after this season too.
But you could also say this, is that maybe he just goes with Mariota. Like,
that's true too.
He saves a bunch of money going Mariota, and then can improve the defense through free agency rather than having.
That is not bad.
So I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibilities. We'll see what happens.
Because again, he's only 27. Mariota. That's crazy.
If Derek Carr, come to Pittsburgh. If they cut you, come on, we need you. We need you in Pittsburgh.
I'll take him.
I would take him definitely. Should I go Bass or Lutz? I would go Bass. He plays in Denver. Those dudes can kick the ball a mile high. Simba games. I feel like Lockett will have a breakout game. I'm afraid of Deontay getting benched. Don't worry, his head's in the game. Don't worry about him. Plus, they benched him for a half, and then he was back in there. Still had 40 yards.
That benching wasn't we don't want you anymore. It was dude, we need you, So you need to get your head out of your ass. So he'll expect him to play a lot still.
Does Stafford get traded or stay with the Lions after the season? What do you think, Eggs?
What do I want or what do I think? I think he stays just because it's going to be a new regime and maybe he's going to just. Here's the thing: if he stays there, he will be the most famous Lion ever. Him and Barry Sanders. Like everyone loves him. Like the reason why Lions fans want him to start is because he's our Iron Man. We want to see wins. We don't give a shit about the draft picks this year. Like at this point, it doesn't matter. We just want to see W's. We want to see Stafford happy and staying. So if it looks like he's having fun, I think he stays. I think Galladay has a higher chance of leaving than Matt Stafford.
Yeah, and I was looking at this contract. Like they're gonna lose they'll have so much dead money if they cut Stafford or if they try to move on from Stafford. So I just think he stays there this year for sure. And
They
a new
know
regime.
he's not the issue. They know he's not the issue. They have no O-line and they can't run the ball. And your top receiver's been out the whole year. Like you just
and their
brought
defense
in
sucks.
Marvin Jones is going to be leaving. I think that what they're going to do is keep him around. They're probably going to try to get a wide receiver in the first round and add some other pieces on defense and O-line. But
and
I
like
think
you
he stays.
said, if this draft isn't deep, even if they do have a good draft pick, like for quarterback, who are they going to get that's better than Matt Stafford or could be better? You know?
Right. And I don't think that would help them at all. If you're putting a new quarterback behind a shit O-line, it doesn't matter. He's going to just look worse than Matt
And you're
Stafford.
going to waste Swift's career because there's already about 3 years just thrown down the drain offensively, getting rid of Stafford, I'm saying. So let's ask Dawson. Dawson, are there even 5 quarterbacks in this upcoming draft that are franchise QB worthy?
And then while he's answering that, let's continue on. Corey Triana was going to start Hunt, but Ryan agreeing with me scares me. It should. No, he called Keenan Allen the other night. Tight end problem. Evan Ingram hurt his calf, expected to play, but Colt McCoy is the quarterback. Top free agents: Komet, Akins, Higbee, Sample, Irv Smith. The only ones.
Ingram.
Yeah, I would go Evan Ingram. If you are nervous about it, the only ones that I would consider are Irv Smith and Komet, but I would still go Evan Ingram. But if you're a bit nervous, those are the only options. 1 point PPR. So that's for the T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah. I'm gonna go T.Y. Hilton.
T.Y. Hilton or Dobbins, Gigs? Who you going?
I like Dobbins.
I like Dobbins. Should I go Aaron Jones or Montgomery? I already started Eckler, Henry. I would go Aaron Jones.
That's really tough. I'd go Jones as well, just because you drafted him higher. I know Montgomery's had a couple real good games here, but he's had cake matchups. So
yeah, he's had cake matchups. Beasley, Juju, Curtis Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, pick 2. So I'm going Ayuk for sure, and then it's between. I'd probably go Juju, Ayuk and Juju. Who you guys going?
Agreed.
What's up, Bove?
Oh, that's Bove. Yo, what up, Bove?
Which defense this week? Cleveland, Miami, Arizona, San Francisco, or the Bucks?
Cleveland.
Cleveland, Miami for me, but yeah, probably Cleveland.
I love Cleveland this week. Hopefully, don't let me down because I've been telling a lot of people to play them. Take the under of the Bama game. There we go. Dawson, his bet of the day. Dawson's bet of the day. Take the under on the Bama game.
Dawson, is Bama cover? Let me know.
Let him know. Teddy Bridgewater, Matt Ryan. Who you guys going?
Matt Ryan's bad without Julio.
Yeah, I'd probably go Teddy as well. It's close though.
Let us know if you have anyone you can add, but he doesn't have a ton of time to
You know what? No, I'm going Matt Ryan. The Tampa Bay's pass defense isn't good. So
has not been good as late. Yeah, they definitely have not been. Mark Andrews or Robert Tonyan.
We went Andrews earlier.
Yeah, I go Andrews. It is close because 4 straight weeks now, Tonyan scored, so he's getting it done. Lockett, Landry, and I believe this game today. I know it's one of the highest scoring games of the slate. I don't know if
second. I can look again.
Second highest scoring. So
yeah, just keep talking. I'll look.
Yeah, so it's going to be a high scoring game. So chances to score a touchdown. Lockett, Landry, Crowder, QT. I'm going Landry. I'm not playing Lockett. I'm sorry. Hey, he'll probably burn me this week because I've been telling every single week's like past couple of weeks I've been telling people play Lockett, play Lockett. I can't anymore.
It's
No,
third
he'll have a
now.
good week.
Uh,
Third,
For me, it's Lockett or
52.
Landry.
Yeah,
52.
I agree with Giggs.
What? Lockett or Landry?
Yeah. I like
Yeah, I agree.
Lockett more, but can't go wrong with either.
Landry has a really, really good matchup in the slot this week versus Holmes. What up, boys? What's up, Beauvais? It's time to prove Darren Waller is the best tight end in the league. Kelsey
Oh
has
my
Mahomes. Waller has Carr. Kelsey is playing it. Listen, but I think Carr is better than Jimmy G and anybody that Kittle has played. So he's not even better than Kittle, in my opinion. I think, me personally, I think Kittle is the best tight end in the league, second to Kelsey. Hey, Waller's close, but he's not. He's not
Hey,
there.
we're acting like the late great Rob Gronkowski still isn't in the NFL.
Not anymore. I mean, hey, he
No.
used to be.
He still
He's
is
probably the
probably the
best tight end in the
greatest.
league.
Yeah, he's probably the greatest of all time, but Kelsey's definitely on his way. And George Kittle, if he was healthy more, he would already
But you
probably
also have
almost be
Tony
there.
Gonzalez. He was really good, and it
Yeah,
was a
but
different era of football. Like that was.
Gronk has basically already beat most of his records. I don't know about all of them, but a lot of them. And Kelsey, if he
He's also played with Brady though.
yeah, but if Kelsey keeps this pace, he's gonna probably obliterate
Uh,
everybody's.
and that's like it's hard to compare that stuff because it's a completely different era. Like the game used to be. I was thinking about it. Like when I went to like the Buffalo Bills games as a kid, like they're playing on fucking AstroTurf. Like remember the AstroTurf and how it's all changed today? They used to be able to kill each other on the football field.
I
Now
was
you get a
watching,
penalty
yeah.
if you touch a quarterback. So like the game has completely changed. It is now all about passing.
I
It's not.
watched a 2002 Steelers game the other day. Oh my, what a difference. The NFL, it was because everybody was roided out and huge back then. People weren't as fast as, I mean, there were fast people, but linebackers, they were meant to stop the run.
Because it
Running
was a run.
backs were huge. Yeah. It was a
It's
completely
changed
different
a lot.
league.
Here are QBs I could add instead. Hurts, Mayfield. Oh yeah, Hurts. Was it Teddy B? Yeah. So Teddy Bridgewater or Matt Ryan? Would you go Hurts over them?
Yeah.
I go Hurts over them. Would you go
Yes.
Hurts over them, Gigs?
Who would you drop
Yeah.
of those two? If you had to drop one.
I'd probably drop Teddy B, or I would drop Ryan because who do they play next week? I guess it depends on who they play. But I mean, I don't think Julio comes back personally.
Yeah, I think they
No
just
reason to bring him back.
Yeah, I don't think he comes back. So I would just drop Matt Ryan. Um, I have Diggs Tunyon playing today. My opponent is up 48 points from Herbert and Jacobs, and has Beasley playing today too. I think Diggs should have a pretty good game today.
Hey, and just to be clear, they play Kansas City next week, so drop Matt Ryan, I'd say.
Yeah. Kelsey has people to take the pressure off of him. No, that's fair, but listen, MP, I know you really want to say Waller would do very well in that system too. Don't get me wrong. I just think that it's hard to say, but I just think that Kelsey.
Waller's a freak. They don't make him like Waller. They don't make him like Kelsey. They don't make him like Kittle. That's why they honestly stand out. There's 6'5", 6'4" dudes who run. Pretty sure George Kittle had a faster 40 time than Marcus Peters. So
I'm pretty sure he ran
freaks.
like a 4.4. I'm pretty sure. Let me see.
Didn't David and Joe
I can
Gewer-
say with Dawson. Next, you can keep looking that up. Dawson said I say Bama covers, but I'm not taking it because I see Florida scoring garbage late.
Yeah, I'm not taking them to cover either. I might do a teaser, but
Kittle ran a
that's what Dawson
4.52. A 4.52. That is insane for a guy that's like 200. What is he? 250? Yeah,
Probably.
200, 6'4", 250. I mean, a 4.52 and you're that big. That's insane.
At this point in the season, I bet he's heavier too. He's probably like 260.
Hey, Darren Waller ran a 4.4.
I think you could say Waller in that system would thrive, but anybody in Kansas City's system is going to thrive if you're an above average player. Like they're going to get you open in zone. They're going to do it like it's Andy Reid we're talking about here. So he
I
can
think
make
it'd
any
be
of those
close.
tight ends look great.
Are you Here, why don't somebody take over? Because does anybody?
Tunyon or Fant, half
Tunyon.
PPR.
I don't trust Fant right now.
Dolphin, make sure you let us know. Is there five quarterbacks in college football that would be anybody be willing to take in the draft this year? Waller has
An
Aguilar.
MP.
Oh, you already answered that?
MP. We're basically arguing about the same thing. We agreed Waller would be a freak. Most tight ends would be a freak in that system. For what Kelsey's been doing, he looks like the best in the league, or close to it with Kittle in front of him.
Right. Well, Kelsey just makes it look easy too. That's the thing.
Yeah. Bills D, 49ers D, Colts D.
Yeah, who do the Colts even play?
Houston.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We already. Then yeah. I mean, even if Cooks is playing, I still like the Colts.
Yeah. For me, it's between Niners D and Colts D, and I'm gonna probably lean Colts D.
I'd go Colts.
Yeah.
Eckler really busted. RIP. True. Yeah. That was maddening to watch. Bridgewater or Dalton. I know Dawson's situation is a 2-quarterback league, so there's not really anyone that you can add instead.
I'd go Bridgewater, personally.
Yeah, I would go Teddy.
All right, pick 2 from Emmanuel Sanders, T.Y. Hilton, Amari Cooper, 0.5 PPR. I'm gonna go Sanders and Hilton. Sanders, Hilton, Amari Cooper, pick 2.
Amari Cooper and Hilton for me.
Yeah, I'm going Cooper.
This is MP's next point. My final point is put Kelsey in the Raiders offense. I think the Raiders would be a much better team, and I think that they would have had a better chance against the Chiefs the second time around if they had. If you put Travis Kelsey now in that offense, they're going to be better because Travis Kelsey has a lot of experience over Darren Waller, and that alone makes him a better player. Not to mention his
and I'll say this as one last point is that, yes, we can look at it as athletes on the field, but I also think like Travis Kelsey is incredibly cerebral when it comes to the game of football. Like he gets Patrick Mahomes out of some bad. Listen, when you watch Patrick Mahomes, you can say, wow, look at that throw. They're not good throws. Like that is not a smart football play,
Right.
But who makes them look good? Travis Kelsey, because he's reading his quarterback. He knows where to go. He's in the zone. He knows how to beat the zone, where the spots that Mahomes can get him the ball. So it's a completely different thing compared to Waller. Maybe Waller can do that, certainly, but I think like now, Travis Kelsey is incredible at doing that.
And Derek Carr is a large percentage of Darren Waller's success too. I mean, and so is Pat Mahomes, but you're right completely about Kelsey. Kelsey always finds open spots in the field, always. And against the Raiders in that second game, they just drove right down the field because Kelsey just picked apart that defense. He knew exactly where to be and where to be open. So, all right, we'll move on to the next one. Is Waller tight end number 2 for fantasy next year? Ryan, what do you think?
I would say bearing everyone starting healthy, we've kind of gone over this. We have Waller as 3. Kittle and Kelsey and Kittle, however, whichever way you want to look at it, but Waller as the tier 3 of those 3.
Said Gigi, I'm gonna crush you and steal your girl to all my opponents already this week. My team's stacked. Sexy surfer. Well, don't take my girl, dude. I don't have a girlfriend. Why do you have Irv over Ebron? Tyler?
Why do I have? Just because I think that game's much more competitive, where Ebron's ceiling's capped with a lot of different options, and at least Irv, I think that game's going to be competitive, and he's shown that when Rudolph is out of the lineup, he produces. So,
yeah, Dawson once again ignoring my question. Notre Dame to cover 10.5. Go Irish. Yeah, Dawson, I'm just going to stop reading your questions until you answer me. But it's fine, dude. We're not friends. Anyways, NDML.
Notre Dame money line, baby.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying who's going to thrive more in the system, Waller or TJ Hawkinson. I don't know. You can't even compare that. I respect Kittle. He's probably the best. Fair point. For Herbert's progress in the NFL, better to spread the ball or to funnel Eckler and Allen. Keenan Allen is one of the best receivers in the league. So,
no, for progressing though, I feel like you have to spread it.
Yeah, spread it.
Keenan Allen's not going to be there forever.
But I'm saying my point though about that is he's part of the reason why it's so easy for Herbert.
Yeah, he takes off a lot of the pressure. But I think you don't want to when you're a quarterback. I just think that if you're looking at one person, that's why I think um, I was going to say something, but it was going to be a stupid take because he does look like he looks his way a ton, but he's also, I think, better than Keenan Allen, Stefon Diggs, where Josh Allen, like he sometimes when he doesn't have his greatest games, it's because, in my opinion, he just has tunnel vision for
Well, the
Diggs
first half
rather
of the
than
Steelers game is exactly that. He had
he
2
just has tunnel
picks.
vision. Well, he also was that defense was playing
Yeah,
amazing.
right.
But anyways, not about the
But that's when
Steelers,
it
the best
matters.
team in the league.
The playoffs, though, all those defenses are great. So that's just when it really matters. So that's when you'll see the real Josh Allen as the playoffs. Or he could prove everybody wrong and be great.
He's going to have a great game today.
We'll see. I have a feeling the Broncos are going to make it very competitive.
I
It'll
think
be
so
a good
too,
game.
honestly.
But yeah, are you going to say
Continue
something
on?
else? Yeah, I'm going to continue. Do you have anything else to say, anybody, about that?
No, I mean, no. I
Question
I
about?
feel like case
About
in point
Herbert
about
funneling.
progression. You can't when you start to rely on one person.
Yeah,
Matt
no,
Ryan's relied on
100%.
Julio Jones for years now, and then all of a sudden Julio Jones is hurt. And he looks
Well,
like
and you can say the same thing
a
about
bad quarterback. Son.
Big Ben and AB. Like that defense or that offense around 2017, 2018, especially, it started to get the second part of 2018. You knew what they were gonna do. Like Big Ben just always wanted to. Remember that Kansas City game, Tyler, where that got deflected by 2 Kansas City receivers, and then AB came down with it and took it to the house. Like that was the only way they could have won that game, is some crazy catch like that, because Big Ben just had tunnel vision that year for AB. That was 2017. So I agree completely. I think that's a very good point. Did Mark Andrews die or something? No, but Lamar Jackson's arm did. I'm not high on Justin Fields. I would say Trask, KJ Costello, Brock Purdy, Tanner Morgan as of right now. Those guys could like take the franchise over as of this year or the following, is what you're saying. That's interesting. I'll have to look into them. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I know Trask is the only
That probably
one.
just rounds out his top 5.
Right.
Just saying.
Great call on Herbert. Thanks, Marky.
Other than
Marky.
what's his face, I'm assuming. But okay, just saying Waller has a chance to break the record most receptions in a season, but he has like 98 and the record is 118. Yeah, but he's also basically their entire offense. Because Jacobs, yeah. So yeah, he's basically their entire offense. Kittle gets hurt too much. Prefer strong-bodied Waller over the long haul season. Well, Kittle's also played longer, hasn't he?
I mean, it's fair. It's a fair if you want reliability. I mean,
Right.
there's nothing wrong with that.
But also,
I will say this:
Kittle would probably play if there was like playoffs on the line or something. Though he'd suck.
The football doc, or no, the fantasy doctor on YouTube. If you guys don't follow him, I tweeted him out earlier. Follow him; he's very good. He said that the fact that George Kittle broke that bone in his foot, he said is amazing because it is the hardest. I think he said maybe even harder than the femur to break the femur. So he got incredibly unlucky. He said the only time you see that bone break is like in an extreme car accident situation. So other than that, he said he couldn't believe that he broke that bone in his foot. So yes, he has gotten hurt, but it's also kind of like this one was a freak accident. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say when he broke something, I didn't even know what it was when they explained it. I was like, "What even is that?" It's one of those types of things. So I agree. Next
All right,
question.
I'm done with Twitter here.
Then the next question is Inceptivist 1, bench 1.
Okay. Brandon. So bench 1, Woods, Ayuk, Hilton, Deontay Johnson. I'd say Woods. Would you guys agree?
Yeah, Woods is tough.
Bench Woods.
But yeah, I feel like you
Ryan,
have
do you
to.
send me the
Mark, what's up? How you doing, Mark? Love the show. A little worried
parlay?
about Davis tonight. Think the Panthers get blown out. Should I still
Let's
go
just do one
Davis
for the
or
night game.
Swift
It's too late
PPR?
now.
Okay.
Now that Stafford is playing, this is a little bit closer. Would you go Swift or Davis? I would still go Davis just because he's going to see all the snaps in the backfield. And even if they do get blown out, he'll still have a good receiving game.
Say something
so.
about the Fantasy Basketball League.
You go ahead about the Steez.
I don't know really what it. Giggs, you have specifics on the Fantasy Basketball League?
Yeah,
Anybody
we're
that
gonna do
would
a
like,
public
go ahead.
league.
Go ahead.
We're gonna do a public league. So anybody who wants to join a fantasy basketball league, we're gonna run one, and I think we decided on the 20th is when we're gonna have that draft. So
No, we're gonna announce who's part of it.
Yeah, tomorrow
Okay,
we'll
so-
announce it. Yeah.
okay.
So if anyone's interested, what was it? DM us that you're subscribed to us on YouTube and follow us on Twitter, and you'll get into the running to be in a league with us.
Yeah. And the winner is going to get a prize. There is going to be a prize for the winner of the league. It hasn't been announced yet. So we will announce it when we announce the who's in the league. We'll announce what the prize is, but there will be a prize for whoever wins the league. So if you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, which if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. And if you don't follow us at Twitter, I would suggest to go follow us at Twitter, and then you can DM us, just show a picture of both, and then we will get you in the runnings for the league. And Giggs is going to run it, so he's very excited, right, Giggs?
Oh, you betcha.
So we'll see what your skills really are. And even if you don't play fantasy basketball, it's totally cool because a lot of people that have messaged us said they haven't even played fantasy basketball before. This is the first time. Listen to Giggs. He's very knowledgeable when it comes to fantasy basketball. He'll lead you to the championship. So let's continue on. Pick one: Mike Davis, Dobbins, Carson. Well, real quick, we'll go back to Mark. So Davis, Swift. Do you guys still feel good about Davis tonight, or are you going to go Swift? Who are you guys going?
I
I'm
think
still going Davis.
they're gonna rely on Davis heavily.
Yeah, and right now the Packers are giving up the most receiving yards to the running back position this year. That's good for Davis because he sees a very good workload in the receiving game. Mike Davis, Dobbins, Carson, James Robinson. Pick one. I'm still
No
going Mike
PPR.
Davis in there. No PPR.
Yeah.
I'd still go Davis personally.
Davis.
Great call on Herbert. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate you, Mark. Any good bets for the games today?
Derek, I'm parlaying the Packers and the Bills on the money line. The odds come out to be in like minus 170 or something. So you're not getting a ton of value, but that bet should be easy to hit.
Yeah.
Giggs, do you have any?
No bets for this one.
That's
Check
stretch,
back
but no
later.
one can take over Lawrence.
Other
Well,
than Lawrence. No one can take over a franchise other than Lawrence. So
Oh,
these
okay,
quarterbacks.
gotcha.
Right.
That's what you guys were talking about.
Yeah.
Jefferson, who's who's wide receiver 2? PPR, McLaurin, Deontay, Cup, Ty. I like McLaurin. Who you guys going?
I like McLaurin.
McLaurin, does Baltimore cover the 12.5 13? It's going to be close because they might have Peters and Jimmy Smith both out of this game. So I do think that factors in here. But what would you guys say? Well, I would take Jags plus 13 or 12.5. Personally, that's what I would do.
That one's tough. I mean,
I
if you
do-
have to bet it, I don't know.
I do like two bets whenever you're done with that. I wanted to say.
Giggs, what would you take?
For which one?
Baltimore plus. Are you going to take 13.5 for Baltimore
12.5, 13.
or 12 and 12.5, 13?
Yeah.
If their defense wasn't banged up, like they might not have both their starting corners. So
Yeah.
no, I wouldn't do it.
Would you take? Because I'm pretty sure maybe it's changed now. Would you take the Rams plus 17.5?
No.
I'm taking that.
Minus.
I'll take the Rams or
Get
minus
outta here.
17. What? Come on. I've already talked about it. There's no way the Jets score in that game. They can't be competitive. Kyle, go ahead. What's yours?
I was gonna say there was two that I liked for receptions. I liked Melvin Gordon 2.5. I like the over for that. Do you guys like the over for that? That's plus 140. I think that's pretty solid. And I also like Gabriel Davis over 3.5. I think Allen's been going to him a lot more. So and that's plus 140. So I kind of like that one. And
I put money on Gabe Davis to score the first touchdown. He's plus 1,400, and since John Brown's been out these last couple of weeks, Davis has been finding the end zone.
Exactly. That's with John Brown being out. Gabriel Davis is really
Exactly.
Exactly. And then I like the I think it was rushing yards. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, rushing yards for Devin Singletary, 42.5. I think the Broncos gave up for Davis. It was like over 46 yards last. It was like 4.5 yards per carry. So I think that Singletary will have a pretty good week.
All right, sup, fellas. Good luck these coming weeks. Need some big games from Amari, Jeff Wilson, Akers, Terry, and Deontay. To me, they're due, so hoping for some booms. Thanks, guys.
Should
Good
get
luck,
some
Nick.
booms out of that.
Nicholas,
Good luck.
wish you the best of luck. You think Jacobs is injured? I feel like he's probably more hurt than injured. I think he's okay. It just depends on what they want to do next week. We'll see. Who do they play? I don't remember who they play. I'm down to be in a fantasy basketball. MP, follow us on Twitter. Send us a DM on Twitter.
Discord too. Remember?
And Discord.
Yeah.
We have. It's not pinned right now. I will pin it after this game. We now have a Discord. So
it's in the description.
Oh, it's in the description. Yeah. Okay. And I should say something about that real quick. We have Discord. Last week, and this is going to be big coming into next season, guys. Like, really get on Discord. I'm telling you, because last week we got our Twitter account suspended because we were answering, like, not trying to toot our own horn, but we were answering so many questions last week. So they thought it was spam, so they suspended our Twitter account. So you need to go to Discord, because if something like that happens again, we won't be able to answer your questions. Go to Discord, ask us in Discord, and don't ask us on the main page in Discord. There's another chat room to go into to ask the questions. That way the main room doesn't get.
It says, yeah, you'll see.
Post your questions.
Post your questions. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I appreciate thanks, guys. Keep up the great work. As always, appreciate the advice. Hey, thank you, Mark. We appreciate you guys.
Mark.
Elliott or Fournette as my flex and PPR. Me personally, I'm going Elliott. Yeah. I don't like Fournette.
Yeah, Fournette.
Or Giggs.
Yeah, I would go. Wait, you guys don't like Fournette?
I don't like him that much, to be honest.
We just think he's a bad running back.
Yeah. It's not that I hate.
I'll go Zeke. I will say Atlanta's rush defenses look better in recent weeks. So,
yeah,
it's because I think their coach. I think Raheem Morris is going to stay.
Mike Davis is 25 and a half receiving yards. I'd probably take the over. Honestly, yeah. I do think Mike Davis has a pretty good game receiving wise. San Francisco's D versus Dallas, or Tampa Bay versus Atlanta. I'd probably go San Francisco. I don't like Dallas. Isn't that good? Yeah, they beat up on the Bengals last week. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Who would you guys go?
Bengals are tough.
I would go San Francisco.
San Francisco. Emmanuel Sanders or Cooper Kupp? I'd still go Cooper Kupp personally.
Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp. Higher chance of pick six, Steelers or Rams defense? Rams. Oh, well, I don't know now. I was
going to say the Steelers, actually.
Oh, that's close. I think the Rams have a better secondary. So I will go with the Rams.
Joe Hayden's like one of the top cornerbacks in the league this year.
Come on.
He is, according to Pro Football Focus.
And I think he's good, but come on.
According to PFF, I mean, he is.
We don't even trust PFF. All right, let's get to the questions.
Any other
flex plays?
They know more than we do.
At 4:30, no, I wouldn't say so. It depends who's available. Like if Tim Patrick, sure, he could be a flex play. It depends on who's available, but I'd probably take Melvin Gordon over all of them. Jeff Wilson, J.K. Dobbins. Dobbins. I would imagine we'll say all Dobbins. Damn, 2K on Twitter, y'all are getting big. I know. We're getting there.
Dude, and MP's been here with us. MP's been here since the beginning.
MP has been here since the beginning. We appreciate you, MP. And we appreciate everybody else tuning into the show. And if you haven't already, we'd really appreciate it if you hit that like button. It would mean a lot to us. And if you haven't already subscribed, we'd appreciate if you would subscribe. And if you have any more questions, we're getting close to game time. Ask the questions. Follow us on Twitter. Get to the Discord. That way we can answer your questions. We're going to push it very hard just because, like I said, Twitter, we got suspended. We don't want to get suspended and not be able to answer your questions on game day. So start to move over to Discord. Even if you don't use it, just use it on Sunday. That's the only day you need to use it on. About to be 10K by next season. I think we will. Listen, we weren't, and I've said this multiple times. I honestly don't think we started trying really hard until November. So I think going into next season, we will explode. So that good news, especially for all you people that are here while we're growing. We appreciate every single one of you, and we won't forget you. That's the biggest thing. So any other questions you guys have? Otherwise, let's go ahead and just do our game predictions real quick for the first game. So first one is Denver, correct? That's the Denver Buffalo game.
Denver Buffalo.
Are we doing a stream for the later game?
Yeah.
Right, yep.
We'll be live tonight as well from 7:30 till basically kickoff time tonight. So make sure you tune in tonight for that live stream as well. So if you have any other questions, you can ask us then. So game prediction just for this game. Who do you think wins?
I'm gonna go 24-14 Buffalo.
Go ahead, Gigs.
24-14.
I'm gonna go 31-17 Buffalo.
I'm gonna go 24-21 Broncos.
Ooh. Honestly, I was hoping you'd pick Buffalo so I could pick the Broncos because I kind of want to pick the Broncos.
I don't know. I don't know. They got nothing to lose this week, so I just feel like Drew Lock is just gonna go out and ball his heart out.
Hey, Drew Lock played really well last week.
I like him
in Carolina. So,
He's not bad.
and I feel like you have the Bills just came off of a big win versus Pittsburgh, can come out a bit flat, especially like I don't think home field advantage matters anywhere other than Denver. I think that's the only place it truly matters just because of the altitude. So I do think that Denver has a decent shot of trying to upset them. So I'm going to say 21-17. No, I'll say 21. I'll say 20-17. Denver. Hey. All right. Standard Miles or Swift? I'd go Miles.
I'm gonna go Miles.
Sanders.
You guys are gonna love the next question.
Diggs or Beasley? I heard Beasley.
Yeah.
Such
What an idiot.
He's one of, if not the best slot receivers in the NFL. You know, I could get paid to be on TV. I think I think I could get paid. Yo, this guy's amazing. Look at him out there. That's really all he says. Wow, you know, they feed him stats. I'm sure and they tell him what to say. I'd imagine he doesn't think of that shit on his own.
No, it's so annoying. They make the simplest plays. Hey, I'll tell you what, he's incredible.
I'll tell you what, man.
They're amazing.
Did you see
Diggs
that?
for sure?
Wow, did you just see that? And that's why he's one of the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I hated this one. I get it. I get why he did it because everybody loves Pat Mahomes, but Pat Mahomes is the best at drawing people off sides. Like, no, Aaron Rodgers has been doing that his entire career when the crowd is there. Like, Aaron Rodgers is the best in the business at doing that. Not Pat Mahomes. Like, come on.
Plus, I think that's more in the system is Pat Mahomes, because if you go look at the way that they line up, they're just very disciplined. And I think like they speed it up, kind of like the Rams. There's another way that is system based, drawing people offline. When the Rams, when they're done with the huddle and they call the huddle, they run up to the offensive line or up to the line of scrimmage, and sometimes they snap the ball immediately, or sometimes they'll get you on a snap count because they do that so often. So I think Mahomes kind of benefits
When
from
they
that.
cut to the footwork game for Mahomes. Listen, they love Mahomes. I mean, I get it. Everybody loves Mahomes, but at the same time, they go overboard sometimes with some of the shit that they say. Oh my God, nobody can do that in the league. When like the next week you have like 3 people doing the same exact thing. Like, come on.
Like
I get it. He's amazing, but the announcers are cringe at times. Definitely. Like, thank God they don't have Booger McFarland, Jason Witten now. Like that was cringe. You want to listen to
I don't
the
think
worst
it's
announcers.
much better now. The ESPN
Monday night has sucked for years.
It's
like
awful.
John Gruden wasn't bad, but still, it sucked prior to that. Monday night is the worst crew that they have.
Well, and Sunday night needs to change too. I'm sick of those freaking boomers, dude. I mean, I like Al Michaels.
I like Al Michaels. Come
I
on,
like
I
him
Chris
too.
Collinsworth a little bit.
But Chris Collinsworth, I can't stand though after a certain point.
I don't mind him,
and
Chris Collinsworth slide in is the best thing ever.
That is so good, but they don't do it. Have they been doing it? Because I thought that they
not because of COVID, probably.
Yeah, so I don't think they've been doing it this year. But
I can't
who
stand
do you think's
Chris
the best?
Sims. I'm so happy he's gone too.
I don't like Chris Sims. Like, who do you think's
Dan
the best?
Fouts, he's gone.
I like Tony Romo. I think that's probably my favorite.
Romo's solid.
Yeah, sometimes he's annoying though, in my opinion. Romo.
I like Scott Buck.
Who's Scott Buck?
I can't stand Buck, dude.
Are you saying
Joe Buck? Who's Scott Buck?
Is Joe Buck somebody's
father?
Oh, is it his father? What, he used to
announce? Yeah, Joe Buck literally lives in the shadow of his father. I'm gonna look it up.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. I can't stand Joe Buck either. When he scores a touchdown.
Oh, it's Jack Buck.
Go look at
real quick. We have a question for this first game. Start Gabriel Davis.
Davis, Bowden, Pittman.
Yeah.
Boy. I'd probably go Davis in that case. I'd probably go Davis over them personally.
I think it's just between Davis or Pittman.
It looks like Miami's getting better, so Bowden isn't that good of a start. Like if those guys were hurt, then yeah, but I agree with what Sexy Surfer said. Wait till Mahomes doesn't have the elite weapons, the most elite weapons in the NFL history. I think that's going to really listen, and I'm not saying anything bad about Pat Mahomes, but let's be for real. He has probably the best play caller in the NFL. He has the best deep threat in the NFL, and in my opinion, the most unguardable target in the NFL with Travis Kelce. So yes, I would like to see. He still will probably be very incredible, but I would like to see what he looks like without those guys.
They're gonna have. That's the thing is, like every team besides the Patriots, they're gonna have down years just because of they're super reliant on their offense. They're not like the Patriots who always had a middle of the pack run game and middle of the pack defense, or one of the best defenses and one of the best run games. But like with Mahomes, it's Mahomes. It's dude is going to get us out of any type of situation we're in, or just put us over the top. Well, yeah, exactly. Imagine when you take away those weapons. I think he'll still be good, but they're going to have years where they go maybe 9-7 or 10-6. And not
be
one guy that wasn't mentioned that I really enjoy. I know I don't like him as much when he's doing like the primetime football games, but I love listening to Louis Riddick talk, and he's probably his last year doing it.
I can't say
that dude knows so much, and he's gonna get hired by someone.
He had an interview.
Who's it for?
He's gonna have a couple. I think it was for Houston.
Yeah, I think it was Houston.
I think it was Lions as well. Lions were next.
Yeah,
but he probably will get hired. I do like him. He's very knowledgeable.
Greasy and the other dude ruin it though, in my opinion.
I don't even listen to. I can't stand Monday night. I haven't listened to Monday night for years. I can't stand it. Romo talks too much, and his voice is annoying. What I like about Romo though is that he's able to actually tell you what he sees, and is actually able to give you analysis on the game, and can tell you what will happen. Where some guys are like, wow, that if you look at this here and this, and it's like the most obvious thing, and it's like no shit. I can do that. Where like Romo, at least it's like, okay, well, wow, he did call that. He
Aikman's
obviously
like
played
that
the game
sometimes too.
No, Aikman's not. I don't mind Aikman and Joe Buck.
Aikman's just
because
dumb sometimes.
Joe Buck can call everything too. Like he's a guy who does incredible research for his sport when he calls it.
He does baseball and golf, right? I think he's done golf. He's done like big golf.
I just think Al Michaels the best though. I love Jim Nantz. Jim Nantz is good too because he's a guy who can do it all.
The most underrated though.
Golf.
The most underrated
Nantz,
is Kevin Harlan. Kevin Harlan is incredible. He's like the what's his name from hockey? He just retired from NBC. Mike, you would know what his name is, Tyler.
Yeah, I can.
And
my favorite is who's the guy in college basketball, kids? That's always in college, like when
Dick Vitale?
No, I don't like Dick Vitale. It's like
yeah, baby.
No, he's like always during tournament time. I can't remember what his name is. I have to look it up. But he's always like, oh, with a little kiss off the glass. He's an older guy. Oh man, he's my favorite announcer for all sports because he's so good.
There's one dude that I can't stand and NFL commentating, and he scores a touchdown. Like he says that touchdown like that, and I can't stand it. But I do like Charles Davis. I like him a lot. He does Madden.
Oh, Rafferty. Is that his name? Yeah, that's his. You would know him if you heard him.
Do you like Charles Davis? He's the guy from Madden too.
He's okay.
Yeah.
I like him.
All right. With that being said, is there any other questions here? Gus Johnson. Is he the one that was in Madden, or who's Gus Johnson? I don't remember.
Gus Johnson.
I don't know.
Jay Billis. I like Jay Billis too.
Yeah.
Oh, Gus Johnson's Gus Johnson's a comedian. You know him if you look him up. I've seen him in so many different like Facebook videos and stuff. He's the guy that does the kablam with the shotgun. He's holding it in his hand with one hand. It's kablam. He's shooting the shotgun. I'm pretty sure it's that guy who he's talking about. You'd like him.
Bill's TD.
Oh, damn it.
All right.
He said just kidding.
No, I'm just kidding.
All right. So with that being said, honestly, thank you guys for tuning in. We will be live.
In a few hours. 7:30, you said.
7:30, yeah, 7:30. Drawing the blank. So we'll be live 7:30. So tune in then. We'll answer all your questions then as well. Talk about the game a little bit. Talk about the game coming up tonight. So thank you all. Good luck. See ya.
Thanks, guys. Good luck.
You can't wait to see me now, 'cause lately you've been feeling down. You lay awake alone at night. Oh, like your life inside a car. Forget the world and drive real far. Put that record on again. Oh, my love, it's you and I. Close, close, and come back this far. So reach for the stars, 'cause we're aiming high. I'm dreaming of you, I dream of a new night. Fighting the dark till we see the sunlight. My love, it's you and I. Close, close, and come back this time. So reach for the stars, 'cause we're aiming high. I can't wait to leave this town. Can't wait to leave this town, 'cause lately I've been feeling down. I can't wait to leave this town, 'cause lately I've been feeling down.